Respected viewers, dear family of dreamers, beloved listeners, have you ever wondered why some people seem to arrive at the right place, at the right time, while others spend their whole lives waiting for a moment that never comes? Is it destiny or decision? Is wealth something that finds you, or something you slowly build, brick by brick, thus in silence, in struggle, in doubt? And what if I told you that right now, somewhere in this world, a door is open, a rare door, where time, opportunity, and money are meeting together, quietly, patiently, waiting only for those who are ready to see it. Today, many are packing their dreams, leaving behind comfort, fear, and familiar streets, and moving toward a land that once was only desert, but is now a symbol of possibility, a place where money flows differently, where opportunities don't knock loudly, they whisper, and only the attentive can hear them. Dear listeners, this is not just about a country. This is about a mindset shift, a movement, a silent migration of ambition. There was a time, not long ago, when a young man sat in a small room counting the same few notes again and again, hoping somehow they would multiply if he just stared long enough. He had dreams, big dreams, but his reality was tight, suffocating. Every expense felt like a battle. Every decision felt heavy. He told himself, one day, I will change my life. But days turned into weeks, weeks into years, and that one day kept moving further away. Maybe some of you know this feeling, the feeling of wanting more but not knowing where to begin, the fear of losing what little you have, stopping you from chasing what you could have. You see, poverty is not just a condition of the wallet. It is often a condition of the mind, a mind trained to think small, to play safe, to avoid risks, even when those risks are the very bridge to freedom. And then something changes, not outside, but inside. A question begins to grow, quietly, persistently. What if I stay here forever? What if nothing changes? Because I never changed anything? That question, my dear viewers, is powerful because it shakes you, not with fear, but with truth. And truth has a way of waking us up. Around the world, thousands are asking that same question, and many are finding their answer in a place that was once overlooked, underestimated, even ignored. The United Arab Emirates, a land that understood something most people take a lifetime to realize. That money does not just grow where resources exist. It grows where vision exists, where systems are built, where doors are opened, where risk-takers are welcomed, not punished. But let me tell you something very important. People are not moving there just because it is rich. They are moving because it rewards clarity, discipline, and action. I remember another story of a man who failed, not once, not twice, but many times. He tried small businesses, lost money, trusted the wrong people, made emotional decisions, chased quick profits, and paid the price, again and again. Each failure felt like a message, saying, maybe this is not for you. And for a while, he believed it. He took a job, lived a routine life, earned just enough to survive. But deep inside, there was a quiet discomfort, a voice that refused to disappear. Because once you have seen the possibility of freedom, it becomes very difficult to settle for limitation. One day, he came across a simple idea. Go where the opportunity is, not where comfort is. It sounded simple, almost too simple. But simplicity, when understood deeply, can change everything. He started researching, learning, observing, and slowly, a pattern became clear. People were not just earning money, they were building wealth, not overnight, not magically, but systematically. Low taxes, global business access, strong infrastructure, but more importantly, a culture that respected growth, speed, and ambition. And so, with fear in his heart, but determination in his soul, he made a decision. He moved. Now listen carefully. Moving did not make him rich, but it placed him in an environment where growth was possible, because environment, dear listeners, is everything. If you plant a seed in dry soil, no matter how good the seed is, it will struggle. But place that same seed in fertile ground. Give it sunlight, patience, time, and it will grow. Naturally, steadily, powerfully. This is what many fail to understand. Success is not always about working harder. Sometimes, it is about positioning yourself better. But even in a land of opportunity, nothing comes easy. The first few months were tough. New culture, new system, new challenges. Money was still limited. Mistakes still happened. Doubt still visited. But something was different this time. He was not surrounded by people who feared money. He was surrounded by people who understood it. He began to see how the wealthy think, how they invest, not emotionally, but logically, how they delay gratification, choosing long-term gains over short-term comfort. Instead of asking, "How much can I earn this month?" he started asking, "How can I build something that earns for years?" That shift, small as it may seem, is the foundation of wealth. He stopped chasing fast money and started building slow, steady, reliable streams, maybe a small investment here, a calculated risk there, learning, observing, improving, every single day. No shortcuts, no illusions, just consistency, and slowly, almost invisibly, things began to change, not overnight, not dramatically, but quietly, steadily, because real wealth does not announce its arrival. It grows in silence, in discipline, in patience. Dear family of dreamers, this is why people are moving, not just for money, but for momentum. Because when you are in the right place, even your smallest efforts can create meaningful results. But let me remind you, no place, no country, no opportunity can replace one thing: your mindset. If you carry fear, doubt, and impatience within you, even the richest land will feel empty. But if you carry vision, discipline, and a willingness to learn, even the toughest journey will lead you somewhere meaningful. So the real question is not, why is everyone moving to the UAE? The real question is, are you ready to move, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, financially, toward a better version of your life? Because the journey to wealth does not begin with a plane ticket. It begins with a decision, quiet, powerful, life-changing decision. And once that decision is made, something inside you begins to shift, not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply. Like a river changing its course beneath the surface, you begin to see time differently. You stop chasing days and start valuing years. You stop asking, "How fast can I win?" And instead, you ask, "How long can I stay consistent, even when no one is watching?" Because the truth is, most people never fail because they are incapable. They fail because they cannot endure the phase where nothing seems to be happening. Dear listeners, there is a season in every financial journey where your efforts feel invisible, where you wake up early, work hard, save, invest, learn, and yet, your bank account barely reflects your discipline. This is the moment where most people quit. They return to comfort, to familiar routines, to small thinking. But those who continue, those who stay, those who trust the process, they understand something very few do. That wealth is not a reward for effort. It is a reward for patience, applied consistently over time. In places like the UAE, this lesson becomes even clearer, because you are surrounded by people who are playing the long game. They are not impressed by quick money. They are focused on sustainable growth. You will meet individuals who built businesses from nothing, not by rushing, but by refining, not by chasing trends, but by building systems. And slowly, their lives begin to reflect a kind of calm confidence, a quiet assurance that comes not from luck, but from understanding. Understanding that money is not just earned, it is managed. Not just received, but multiplied. Not just spent, but directed with purpose. And in that environment, you are forced to evolve. Because when you see others thinking bigger, planning further, acting wiser, you cannot remain the same. Your excuses begin to feel smaller. Your fears begin to lose their power, and your vision begins to expand. But this transformation comes with a cost, a silent cost, that few talk about. You will have to let go of old habits, of instant gratification, of the need for constant validation. You may spend nights working while others are celebrating. You may say no when everyone else is saying yes. You may choose discipline when comfort is easily available. And at times, it will feel lonely, because growth is often a solitary path. But understand this, dear viewers, every sacrifice you make today is a seed that will not bloom immediately, but when it does, it will change everything. There is a reason why some people stay stuck for decades, while others transform their lives within a few focused years. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is emotional discipline, the ability to stay calm when results are slow, the strength to stay focused when distractions are everywhere, the courage to keep going when doubt whispers, "This isn't working." In the UAE, you will notice something subtle, yet powerful. The pace is fast, but the thinkers are patient. They understand that real wealth is built, not rushed. They invest in assets, not appearances. They prioritize cash flow over temporary pleasure. They build networks, not just income. And slowly, as you absorb these lessons, you begin to realize that this journey was never just about making money. It was about becoming someone who deserves to keep it. Because earning money is easy. Keeping it, growing it, multiplying it, that requires wisdom. And wisdom is not taught in classrooms. It is earned through experience, through mistakes, through reflection. So when people ask, why is everyone moving there? They are only seeing the surface. They see the buildings, the lifestyle, the success stories, but they don't see the discipline behind it, the sacrifices, the silent struggles, the years of consistency. They don't see the internal transformation. That turns a confused individual into a focused investor, a fearful earner, into a confident wealth builder. And that, dear family of dreamers, is where the real journey lies, not in the place, but in the person you become along the way. And when that realization finally settles within you, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing money, and you start understanding it. You begin to see that wealth is not noise. It is silence. It is not pressure. It is clarity. It is not speed. It is direction. Because real financial power does not rush. It moves with intention, with awareness, with calm confidence. Dear listeners, there comes a moment in this journey when your fear no longer controls your decisions, when uncertainty no longer feels like an enemy, but a companion, guiding you to think deeper, act wiser. You begin to trust yourself, not blindly, but thoughtfully, not emotionally, but rationally. And in that state, even the idea of moving to a place like the UAE changes its meaning. It is no longer an escape. It is a strategy. It is no longer about running away from problems. It is about moving toward possibilities. Because now, you understand something most people overlook. Opportunities are everywhere, but they reveal themselves only to those who are prepared. Prepared not just with skills, but with mindset, with patience, with the ability to wait, without losing faith. You start to appreciate the small wins, the slow progress, the quiet growth that no one notices. And instead of feeling frustrated, you feel grounded, because you know, deep within, that you are building something real, something that will not collapse under pressure, something that will not disappear with time. And this is where peace begins to enter your life. Not the peace of having everything, but the peace of knowing you are on the right path. You no longer compare your journey with others, because you understand. Every path has its own timing. Some bloom early, some bloom late. But those who stay consistent always bloom with strength, and slowly, your relationship with money transforms. You stop seeing it as a goal and start seeing it as a tool to create freedom, to buy time, to support your family, to build a life that aligns with your values, and perhaps, one day, you will look back at the person you once were, the one who hesitated, who doubted, who feared every step forward, and you will smile gently, not with pride, but with gratitude, because that version of you had the courage to begin. So if you are standing at the edge of a decision today, wondering whether to stay where you are, or move toward something uncertain, something unfamiliar, remember this: your future will not be shaped by comfort. It will be shaped by the choices you make when you are afraid. And sometimes, the greatest investment you will ever make is not in stocks, not in business, not in real estate, but in yourself, in your growth, in your discipline, in your vision. Because when you invest in becoming better, every place you go becomes an opportunity, and every opportunity you touch begins to grow. Then come closer, dear listeners, and sit with this thought, quietly, gently, because everything we have spoken about, every struggle, every fear, every silent sacrifice, was never just leading you toward a place like the UAE. It was leading you toward a version of yourself that is capable of building, holding, and multiplying wealth with wisdom. You see, the world is full of opportunities. Some are hidden, some are visible, some are loud, some are silent. But the truth is, they have always been there. What changes is you. When your thinking evolves, when your patience deepens, when your discipline becomes stronger than your desires, suddenly, the same world begins to offer you something different. Not because the world changed, but because you did. This is why some people walk into places of opportunity and feel overwhelmed, while others walk into the same place and quietly begin to build empires. It is never just about location. It is about preparation. So whether your path leads you to the UAE or keeps you exactly where you are, remember this with absolute clarity. Wealth is not found. It is created through small decisions, repeated daily, through habits that no one applauds, through patience that no one sees, through discipline that often feels uncomfortable, but always proves valuable. And yes, there will be moments when you feel tired, moments when progress feels slow, moments when doubt returns, softly, persistently. But in those moments, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, you are not chasing money. You are building a life where your time is yours, where your choices are yours, where your peace does not depend on your next paycheck. And that kind of life is not built overnight. It is built with vision, with consistency, with a calm belief that what you are doing today will shape a better tomorrow. So walk your path with patience, make your decisions with clarity, and carry yourself with quiet confidence, because the greatest investors in the world were never the loudest. They were the most disciplined, the most patient, the most aware, and now that journey belongs to you. May you build not just wealth, but wisdom, not just income, but inner peace, and may your life become a reflection of everything you once believed was impossible, but chose to pursue anyway.